Welcome to the Deep Dive. We unpack fascinating sources to bring you insights you can really use. Today we're diving into something that, well, shapes pretty much every moment of your life. Navigating your inner world. Did you know the average person makes something like 35,000 remotely conscious decisions every single day?
It's a staggering number, really.
Yeah. Think about that. From tiny choices to huge life-altering ones, our days are just this constant stream of, forks in the road. But here's the thing. How many are we truly choosing? Like, intentionally?
Versus just reacting, right? Or being on autopilot, which is maybe even more common.
Exactly. So this deep dive is all about reclaiming some of that control. We're exploring how self-awareness and introspection can just fundamentally change your decision-making.
And help you build a life that feels genuinely purposeful.
Right. Like building an internal compass, something that points you in the right direction, your right direction.
Precisely. Our mission today, really, is to show you how turning that gaze inward isn't just, a nice self-help idea. It's actually a powerful engine for growth. And for making, better choices. Choices that actually align with who you are. We've pulled together a stack of really great sources, practical guides, journaling prompts, even some established self-assessment models. It's all meant to give you a clear, actionable roadmap.
Think of it as a shortcut, maybe.
Yeah.
To understanding not just what self-awareness is, but like how to actually cultivate it.
Yeah.
So what does this all mean for you? For your ability to steer your own ship instead of feeling like you're just, drifting.
Yeah, let's turn that rudder.
So many of us spend our lives reacting, feeling like external pressures are dictating everything. But what the sources make incredibly clear is that self-understanding, it's not a luxury. It's essential.
It really is a fundamental human need, almost. It's the compass we need to avoid just drifting and reacting constantly.
It's the difference between just existing and, truly living.
And here's where it gets really interesting, I think. Profound insights. They don't always require some massive retreat or years of therapy. The secret, surprisingly often, lies in daily, brief, consistent reflection.
Oh, right.
Yeah, our sources kept pointing towards the power of, say, 5-minute journaling. It's incredibly accessible, but really impactful.
The genius of that 5-minute idea, it's not just that it's short, right? It's how it kind of sidesteps our brain's resistance.
Exactly. Big, overwhelming tasks, we avoid them.
But 5 minutes. Anyone can find 5 minutes waiting for coffee, on the bus, just before bed. It takes the pressure off. You don't have to write a masterpiece. You just have to show up.
And that consistency, that small daily check-in with your inner landscape, that's where the magic happens, not the volume of words.
Yeah, the consistency.
And to really make it stick, the sources suggest creating a simple ritual. Doesn't have to be complicated, maybe a dedicated notebook and pen, make it feel a bit special, tactile. Find a quiet spot, if you can. Take a deep breath just to kind of shift your focus inward. And this is key, set a 5-minute timer.
Ah, the timer. So you're not clock watching.
Right. It frees you up to just immerse yourself for those few minutes.
Okay, so to give people a head start, we pulled some really insightful journaling prompt categories. You just choose what resonates on any given day.
Good idea.
First, we have prompts for grounding in the present, just bringing you into the here and now. Like, you could ask, what was one moment today that brought me maybe unexpected joy or peace, and why? Or maybe, what emotion was most prevalent for me today, and where did I physically feel it, like in my body?
That body connection is important.
Definitely. Then, for sort of peeling back layers, we have self-discovery prompts. These go a bit deeper. Like, what core value did I live up to or maybe neglect today? How did that actually feel?
That feeling of alignment or misalignment?
Or what's a limiting belief I have about myself right now? And where do I think that came from? When did I start believing it? Ooh. That's a good one. Takes courage.
Yeah. Then to explore connections with others, there are relationship prompts you could reflect on. What was one interaction today that really energized me? What was it about it?
Focusing on the positive.
Or maybe the flip side. What's one boundary I need to set or reinforce, either with myself or someone else?
Boundaries are crucial for energy management.
Totally. And finally, for envisioning growth, there are future-oriented comps, like, if I look back on this day a year from now, what's the one thing I'd hope to have learned or accomplished?
Nice perspective shift.
Or maybe getting really fundamental. Beyond what society says, what does success actually genuinely mean to me?
That's a big question for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But powerful. And what's really transformative about building this daily self-understanding is how it feeds directly into making better decisions.
Right, it's not just navel-gazing. Not at all. Self-awareness is the bedrock. It's the foundation for navigating your choices effectively. Without it, you're just swept along, reacting to the world instead of deliberately charting your course from a place of clarity.
Exactly. And our sources, they break down this self-awareness for decision-making into two key parts. First, there's internal self-awareness.
Okay.
That's your clarity on your values, your passions, what really drives you, your emotional patterns.
The inner landscape.
Yeah. So think about it like this. Someone who's self-aware, choosing a career, might prioritize, say, autonomy and creativity over just salary.
Right.
Not because one is objectively better, but because they know those things fuel their personal happiness.
Themselves.
Or maybe understanding if you're naturally a spender who loves the new versus a saver needing security, knowing that helps you build financial habits that actually work with your psychology, not against it.
Makes sense.
Then the second dimension is external self-awareness.
Right, how others see you.
Yeah, and your impact on them. It's that ability to pause and ask, okay, how might this choice affect my team's morale? Or how will my family likely perceive this? And how important is that alignment to me?
Recognizing your choices don't happen in a vacuum.
Exactly.
And if you consistently make choices without this internal compass, well, it's like trying to navigate a ship in thick fog with no map.
Yeah, you're just tossed around.
Totally. Tossed by emotions, hidden biases, external pressures. You often end up way off course from where you intended. And that creates this really painful cycle, right? Unaware decisions lead to regret, which reinforces feeling lost.
And without that kind of deep introspection, our cognitive biases just run wild. They operate completely unchecked.
Oh, yeah, the mental shortcuts that lead us astray.
Totally. Like, when you're researching something and you only seem to find stuff that confirms what you already thought.
Confirmation bias, classic.
Right. Our brain loves to be right. Or anchoring bias, where the very first piece of info you get just sticks and influences everything after.
Even if it's irrelevant.
Exactly. And then there's the availability heuristic. We overestimate things that are easy to remember, often because they're dramatic or recent.
So we make fear-based decisions sometimes.
Yeah, based on vivid but maybe statistically unlikely events. These aren't flaws, exactly. They're just how our brains work by default.
Which brings up emotions, right? What role do they play in all this?
Crucial question.
Our sources talk about emotional hijacking. That moment your brain's emotional center, the amygdala, just bypasses rational thought.
The fight or flight response taking over.
Pretty much. But the key insight is that introspection creates a pause. A vital space between that emotional trigger and your immediate, often impulsive reaction.
The pause.
Without that pause, you might fire off that angry email, make a snap purchase, commit to something you immediately regret.
All driven by the heat of the moment, sabotaging your actual goals.
Exactly.
And maybe the most damaging outcome, long-term, of unaware choices is that slow erosion of personal integrity.
Explain that.
Well, when your choices consistently clash with your core values, it creates this deep internal conflict. Psychologists call it cognitive dissonance.
Right, that uncomfortable feeling.
Yeah, and it's not just abstract. It's a real source of unhappiness, anxiety, feeling stuck.
Like the person who values freedom but stays in a job they hate because it feels safe.
Exactly that. That internal friction just grinds you down over time.
So if self-awareness is the map, then introspection is actively using the map. Looking inward, examining thoughts, feelings, motives.
Sharpening the tool.
Right. You're calibrating that internal compass, making it more reliable for guiding your choices.
Okay, so let's get practical. What are some introspection techniques people can use right now for clearer choices?
Good question.
One really powerful tool we found mentioned a lot is journaling for clarity, specifically for decisions. So when you're facing a tough choice, don't just let it swirl around in your head. Write about it.
Get it out.
Yeah. Use prompts like, what outcome really aligns with the person I want to be in 5 years? Or if I took everyone else's opinions off the table, what do I truly want here?
That separation is key. Writing often untangles those mental knots.
It really does. Then there's the power of stillness. Things like meditation, mindfulness.
Even just 5 or 10 minutes a day.
Exactly. It trains your brain to just observe thoughts without immediately judging or reacting to them.
Creates mental space.
Yeah, like decluttering your mental inbox so you can see what's actually important. allows for considered choices, not just knee-jerk reactions.
Makes sense.
Another really cool technique, values clarification exercises.
Okay, how does that work?
You actually take the time to define your top, say, 5 core values, maybe integrity, growth, connection, security, whatever they are for you.
Getting explicit about them.
Right. Then, when a decision comes up, you literally score each option based on how well it aligns with those values.
Like a mini checklist against what matters most.
Exactly. It brings surprising clarity fast. It shifts from should I to does this resonate with who I fundamentally am?
I like that. Less ambiguity.
And finally, conducting a personal debrief. After a big decision, good or bad outcome, take time to reflect.
Like an after-action review for your life choices.
Kind of ask yourself, what factors did I really consider? What was my gut telling me? Did I listen? How did emotions influence things? What's one thing I could do differently next time?
So every choice becomes a learning opportunity.
Precisely. It turbocharges the learning process.
Okay, so to pull all these insights together, our sources offer a pretty neat 5-step, self-aware decision-making model.
A blueprint. Let's hear it.
Okay, step 1. Pause and identify. Simple, but crucial. Consciously hit the mental pause button.
Don't just react.
Right. Clearly define the actual choice you need to make. Get it out of the jumble of thoughts.
Okay, pause and identify. Step 2.
Introspect and gather internal data. This is where you turn inward. How do you really feel about this? What values are involved? Any biases you can spot? What's your intuition saying?
Listening to yourself. Got it. Step 3.
Consider external factors. Now you look outward. Gather the needed info. Think about the impact on others. Maybe seek advice. But, and this is the key, always filter that external input through the lens of your own self-awareness, your internal data from step 2.
Right. Don't let external noise drown out your internal compass. Step 4.
Align and act. Evaluate the options. Weigh them against both your internal truths and the external realities. Find the best fit. Then commit. Act with confidence based on that alignment.
Okay. And the final step.
Reflect and learn. After the dust settles, look back. Not just at the outcome, but at the process you used.
The debrief we talked about.
Exactly. What did you learn about yourself this time? What could you refine? This closes the loop and makes your internal compass even stronger for the next time.
That's a really solid framework. Pause, introspect, consider, align, reflect.
Yeah, simple but powerful if you actually use it.
So beyond these daily practices and the decision model, there are also more structured tools for self-discovery, right? Like diagnostic tools.
Absolutely. These can provide really valuable snapshots. One great example is the Wheel of Life exercise.
Yes, I've seen those circle charts.
Right. But it's more than just drawing a pie. It's a visual tool that gives you a quick, holistic look at your current satisfaction across different life areas. It immediately highlights where things might be out of balance.
What kind of areas are typical?
Well, they can vary, but common ones are like career, finances, health, relationships maybe split into family and friends, personal growth, fun recreation, your physical environment, and maybe spirituality or purpose.
Okay. You just rate your satisfaction.
Yeah, usually 0 to 10 in each segment. Then you connect the dots. A nice roundish wheel suggests balance. A jagged, spiky one, well, that shows imbalances pretty clearly.
Like high satisfaction in career, but maybe really low in health or relationships?
Exactly. The point isn't a perfect 10 everywhere. That's unrealistic. It's about seeing where your energy is going and if that feels right to you.
So how do you get actionable insights from it?
You identify maybe your top 1-3 priorities, the areas you most want to improve. You explore why the score is what it is. Then brainstorm tiny, actionable steps. Not run a marathon, but maybe walk 30 minutes 3 times a week.
Small wins.
Small wins, set SMART goals around them, and then crucially, revisit the wheel periodically, maybe every few months, to track your progress and shifts.
Okay, that sounds really practical. What's another structured tool? Well, there's the equally fascinating Johari Window. This one's a bit different.
Right, developed by psychologists Lifton and Ingham back in the 50s. It's all about interpersonal awareness.
And uncovering those tricky blind spots, right? The things others see in us that we don't.
Exactly. It uses this 4-pane model. Think of it like window panes representing different parts of yourself. First is the open self, or arena. Stuff known to you and known to others. Your public self.
Okay, straightforward.
Then the blind self, or blind spot. This is what's known to others, but you aren't aware of it.
Like annoying habits or maybe how your tone comes across?
Precisely. Unconscious mannerisms impact you don't intend. Feedback is what shrinks this pain.
Got it. What's next?
The hidden self, or facade. This is stuff you know about yourself, but you deliberately keep hidden from others.
Private thoughts, insecurities, past stuff.
Yep. And finally, the unknown self. This is unknown to both you and others. Think repressed memories, undiscovered talents, potential that hasn't surfaced yet.
Wow, okay. So how do you actually use this Johari window? That sounds like you need other people involved.
You do. It's typically a collaborative exercise with people you trust.
Okay.
So you'd get a list of adjectives. You select the ones you feel describe you. Then your trusted peers independently select adjectives from the same list that they feel describe you.
And then you compare lists.
Exactly. The comparison is where the magic happens. Adjectives you both picked, that's your open self.
Makes sense.
But adjectives they picked, that you didn't. Those highlight your blind spots.
Ah. So you might see yourself as, say, assertive. But if multiple people pick aggressive.
That's a potential blind spot calling for reflection. It can be really eye-opening, sometimes uncomfortable, but incredibly valuable.
So how do you actually address those blind spots once they're revealed?
Well, first, you have to be genuinely open to the feedback. See it as a gift, even if it stings a bit.
Easier said than done sometimes.
Absolutely.
Right.
But essential. Then seek specific examples, not just, you're aggressive, but when you did X in the meeting, it came across as aggressive because...
Like context matters.
Hugely. Then reflect. Why might others perceive you that way? Is there a kernel of truth? Maybe experiment with slightly different behaviors in similar situations, and keep the dialogue open with those trusted peers.
It sounds like an ongoing process of discovery and adjustment.
It really is. It helps you understand your real impact and build stronger, more authentic relationships because there's less guesswork and more genuine understanding.
So pulling it all together, these practices, these tools, what's the ultimate payoff?
The ripple effect is honestly profound. Consistently cultivating self-awareness, it leads to so much. Better emotional regulation, responding instead of reacting. Enhanced problem solving because you cut through the mental noise. Greater clarity in your goals, your decisions. Often a boost in creativity as you shed limiting beliefs. Noticeably reduce stress and anxiety. A stronger sense of purpose. Even often increased gratitude.
Wow. It really touches everything.
It's a truly holistic transformation, growing from the inside out.
So what this really means for you, listening right now, is that self-awareness, nurtured through introspection, it really does empower you. It gives you that reliable internal compass to navigate all the complexity life throws at you.
And pointing towards your values, your authentic self, your real goals.
It puts you back in the driver's seat. It's about consciously choosing your direction. By understanding your triggers, questioning your biases, clarifying what really matters, you just radically reduce the anxiety that comes with making choices.
Yeah, that analysis paralysis.
Right. You move from feeling tossed around to feeling like you're actually steering. And when you do that, you start building a life that feels less like a series of accidents.
And more like something you've intentionally designed.
Exactly, like a masterpiece, maybe, of your own thoughtful design. So the question to leave you with is this. What single question about yourself will you pause to ask today?